In the KJV, 1 Corinthians 11, verse 14 through 16 says this: Doth not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? But if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given her for a covering. But if any man seem to be contentious, we have no such custom, neither the churches of God. Now then, is this the law of God? The simple answer is no, and I will tell you why. First, let's look at the beginning where it says, Doth not even nature itself teach you? Notice the word nature. It says nature. It does not say the law of God. That is the first thing. Now let's move on to the second thing. The second thing is that theology tends to ignore verse 16. So what does verse 16 say? It says, But if any man seem to be contentious, we have no such custom, neither the churches of God. First, I want to note that verse 16 is the disclaimer to long hair on a man and short hair on a woman. Thirdly, note the word custom within verse 16. That means that it was a custom or a tradition of the people in Corinth at that time. It was not a law, but a custom. The verse basically tells you this: if the long hair on a man or the short hair on a woman, which is the tradition of man in Corinth, if it causes strife among you, then you shall drop such a custom, and no one among you, including the churches, shall practice it. That is what verse 16 is telling you. But, as I said, theology ignores verse 16 and tries to force a custom of man into the law of God. Also, in the past, I remember hearing the theology behind it, which said that the temple of Athena had prostitutes and they all had short hair. And that is why Paul said for a woman to have long hair. Actually, this is false, because history teaches us that the temple of Athena shut down 200 years before Paul ever said that. So the prostitutes didn't work in the temple of Athena during that time. And I have found no evidence that the prostitutes of that time did actually have short hair. So that theology was false. And that is why 1 Corinthians 11:14 is not the law of God, but general good advice from Paul.